Good morning and welcome to Rock Studios. My name is Armand Prezioso. I'm the Regional Commercial Manager for North America Software Control. I'm excited to bring you a two-part series on the new launch of the 5590 ControlLogix controller. We're broadcasting live from Automation Fair and it's already shaping up to be a great event. In part one, we'll be talking to Liz and Dennis in regards to what's new in Logix Portfolio. And joining me today, Liz and Dennis, please introduce yourself.
Thank you, Armand. I'm Dennis Wylie. I'm a Principal Product Manager at Rockwell Automation, and my responsibilities are large control, ControlLogix, and our 5590 launch here today.
Liz Bahl Prosak, Commercial Manager for Logix, everything Logix. Happy to be here. Thanks, Armand.
Thank you. Let's start off with an easy question. Tell me something new about the 5590.
Something new about the 5590. There's so many things new about the 5590. Well, it's the first ever controller that we're bringing safety in as a standard. I mean, that's one of the biggest things, is that in every variant, even our process variant, safety, still to safety, right out of the box, right? You know, people here at the fair have heard me say the story. It's like you buy a car, all the safety features come with the car, the seat belts and the brake. We feel the same way about our products. Safety should just be inside. So that's one of the biggest features, along with performance. I mean, the performance is really, really going a long way. We're bringing more robots, more process loops, more everything into a single controller. And you know, with all that performance, we wanted to be staged and ready for memory. So we got capacity to do everything. It's really exciting times in Logix.
So, you know, we know the multi-discipline controller. We've had one for years.
Sure.
But what's different about the 5590?
Wow, I mean, it's you know, I think it's bringing those disparate systems, right? You know, we've had those process DCS systems, we've had motion controllers, you know, we've brought those disciplines in earlier in the platform, and we've been doing this for 27 years. We have been innovating Logix for 27 years, since 1999. We just keep adding functionality. This year with Burner Management Suite, we now control flame safety systems, right? There's a new one for us, right? That's now part of the portfolio. So we are getting staged so we can continue to bring those other control systems in. One platform to do everything.
You know, Liz, when we talk about all these features, I mean, how is that helping our customers?
Yeah, so ControlLogix 5590 is designed for the evolving needs of modern manufacturing. So with that comes cybersecurity regulations, safety regulations. Connected devices means that there's more data flowing through the system. Interoperability, all these things come into play. So ControlLogix 5590 simplifies complexity for our customers by bringing all those multidisciplines together, as well as all of the things I just mentioned, to all of the controllers, you know, bringing it into only 3 variants that we've ended up releasing, right? So everyone has the ability to migrate seamlessly if you're a ControlLogix user. And for new systems, it gives you plenty of runway for future needs as well.
Well, you know, we have a lot of links for customers to go find information, but we're here at Automation Fair. So Dennis, where can we find Logix?
Wow, man, it's hard to say. I mean, Logix is quite literally everywhere. So yeah, you can find us all over the show floor. First and foremost, but we've got some really key sessions that we're doing. I mean, we did one yesterday already. It was IEO4. It's our what's new, what's next in Logix. It's always standing room only in there. We did a bigger room this year. I think we had 400, 300, 400 people, and was still standing room out in the hallway. So join us for what's new and what's next. If you only have a brief minute to spend with us, that's the session, because we kind of hit the highlights of everything really quick. And then we have our IE36, building resiliency through modernizing Logix. So this is where we're going to say, we know we've been doing this a long time. People have Logix installed everywhere. We innovate, they need help to modernize. How do I modernize? What do I need to know? We got sessions to cover that here.
And those sessions will be running the rest of the week,
right?
They'll
be running all week, yeah. And they'll be full, standing room only. So if you get here, sign up early, because they get full quick.
That's awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, just a special thanks to you guys for taking time out. I know you got to get to the show. It's going to open here in a couple hours, but thank you again. And for our viewers, stay tuned for more. This is a 2-part series. So we got a quick video, and we'll get into some more questions with Brian and Demetris. Thank you. Go. Welcome back to Rock Studios at Automation Fair. I'm Ramon Precioso, I'm the Regional Commercial Manager for North America. And we're here for part 2 of our series, launching a powerful new ControlLogix 5590. We're shifting gears a little bit. We're going to talk to Widman and Demetris on the 5590 engineered to power the demanding industrial applications of modern manufacturing. Joining us are Brian Demetris, and thank you both for being here. How about you introduce yourself?
Yeah, thanks for having us. So I'm Brian Widman, been with Rockwell for 12 years, product manager for 6, and currently owning Logix SIS, and I think that's what you're going to ask me about a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us, Armand. My name is Demetris Tziampazis. I'm with Rockwell now 9 years. I'm the global product manager for GuardLogix safety controllers and our ControlLogix IO, as well as our burner management solution.
Awesome, thanks for being here. Let's get started. What are the biggest challenges our customers face with control systems today?
So a few of the biggest challenges are just complexity, and that contributes to the increasing amount of SKUs. So you have a bunch of things in the facility, and as you need to replace things or want to have backups, just having a bunch of different things makes it very difficult to have a consistent workflow through your processes. Another one is lack of real-time data analysis. So whether that's data delay as it propagates through the network, or just the time to get your data from the edge to a place that actually can do something with it. And then a third one is something close to my heart, high availability and reliability. So high availability, generally just being available, and reliability is the thing that you're looking for actually working when you need it to. So those are some of the big things that we're seeing from our customers right now.
Yeah. And Dennis talked a little bit about multidisciplinary controller, but what are some of the benefits of moving to a single controller?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a really good question, Armand. And as Dennis mentioned previously, right? I mean, the ControlLogix 5590 brings those different capabilities all together and even more. If we see the operating benefits that the 5590 can have, what the focus of the team when we were designing the 5590 platform was essentially to streamline the maintenance. That was one of the main focus, and how we did that, it was first of all by simplifying the inventory. We wanted to simplify the catalog management as well. So we wanted the people to have one single catalog to manage, one single catalog to train the personnel, the technicians, and then of course one single catalog and platform to maintain as well. That brings simplification not only from a selection. If we take various and different kind of applications, either in food and bev or water and wastewater, where you might have continuous processes, but you also have some safety gates, guarding, and some e-stops. You want to combine that. You want to have one single controller, and today you can do that. On top of that, when you simplify the architecture, you're essentially reducing the amount of errors, the amount of issues that you can have. That of course brings up the uptime of the machine or the plant, and of course it also lowers the initial cost that the customer has to put forward. And of course with our specific single controller platform, this ControlLogix 5590, we shouldn't be forgetting that we're also doubling the amount of output and throughput that our customers can have on their operations, meaning that they can produce more units in the same hour.
That's some great insights. So, quick question, any engineering trade-offs with putting everything into one controller?
So everything that Demetris alluded to is very true, but it's basically the opposite of that as how it can impact things in a negative way, right? So one way is the inability to leverage distributed control systems and putting kind of all your eggs in one basket, as it were. Now, that isn't necessarily on its own a problem, because as I mentioned previously, you could leverage redundancy or some other solution to account for that. So on its own, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it is something to be concerned about. Another thing that can impact your system is the inability to have specialized control. So instead of having one controller that does just motion and another one that just does safety, right. If you have one controller solution that does everything, it's going to be good at all of them, but it's not going to be fantastic or great in any one of those as compared with some other solution that is purpose-built for a single function. So for those that are looking for very extreme in one scenario or one area, it might not be exactly what you need, but for the most part, especially with the performance gains and everything that Demetris alluded to, I don't see that as an actual concern. From a migration standpoint, it could go either way, right? With the L9 being a jack-of-all-trades controller, it can simplify the migrations depending on where you're coming from, but if you have a lot of existing distributed control systems, it might need some engineering work to put kind of adapters out in the field and have it up to one supervisory control.
Oh, okay.
So there is some challenges there. And then one of the scenarios that is very close to my heart is in Logix SIS, we now have the ability with 5590 to have both process embedded instructions with the P controller and safety all within the same controller. And for some instances, that's very good. So you could have a plant PX running the facility, and then Demetris alluded to, have a few e-stops here and there, and all be in the same controller. But as you start moving more towards the process safety side of things, as you're leveraging Logix SIS in that capacity, having safety in the same controller as the BPCS for some is too risky, and in some applications is actually not even recommended. So while the hardware can accomplish it and can do it, if customers want to take advantage of that, they'll have to do their own engineering justifications to do that in a pure process safety environment.
I think the nice thing about it though is they don't have to, right? But they can use the same safety controller and basically process control system and have them separated still.
Yeah.
So you got the best of both worlds here, I think.
Right, exactly. And as alluding to with the reducing SKUs, you could have the same controller in your BPCS and the SIS, and instead of needing a backup for each of them, you just have one or two, and it can go to wherever it's needed. So it still helps in the SKU reduction.
That's great, thank you. Now, I know it's just coming out, right? It just released a couple weeks ago, but any good examples of where customers are seeing some demand applications, high demand applications that they're seeing really good success with the new 5590?
Yeah, absolutely, that's a great question, Armand. And actually you pointed to the right point, right? Those high demand applications. And we can have a lot of different examples here because the word was out about the 5590. We had a lot of initial interest. Now that the controllers are out there, we see the adaptation. If we start, for example, from really high demanding applications like in semiconductor and electronics manufacturing, we see those kind of applications having so many coordinated motion, that precision at scale, and that's exactly where the 5590 can play a really important role into it. Because with that amount of 512 motion axes that we can support under one single platform, and the more than 600 of Ethernet nodes that customers can connect in their application, their Ethernet devices, we're definitely enabling those complex processes to be answered. And again, if we see other examples in discrete industries, like let's say if we take either automotive or packaging, we see more and more customers adopting advanced features or advanced robotics, for example. Again, this is something that 5590, the platform, can really bring a differentiator for our customers. If you're a machine builder, what essentially it enables you is to create differentiation machines that you're going to be putting in the market. You're going to be having a differentiator against your competitors on those type of machines. And again, as Brian alluded to previously, we have a lot of different examples. If we take another example from a more of a continuous kind of process, but more on the, let's say, airport logistics, we know that even a small delay, it will delay airplanes, it will delay flights, it will lose suitcase, and it will create organizational chaos, it will bring costs, right?
Right.
So having the high availability, having the redundancy of a system, having that assurance that the operation will be continuous is really important, and that's something that those platforms can definitely bring to our customers. And I'm sure Brian can also add more than a couple of examples in the process space as well.
Yeah, so another thing that we have mentioned, and I don't think we've said explicitly, is that the 2x performance also applies to redundancy as well, and it extends to Logix SIS. So with the L9, you can actually connect the front ports of the L9s together to have embedded crossload, and that gives twice the performance in a redundancy space compared with the 5580 controller as well. So in a lot of our process safety solutions, that means you can react quicker. And for the process side of customers, even if they're not moving quickly, it means you can have more control strategies. Now, Rockwell hasn't characterized what that is yet. That's something we plan to do in the middle of next year, I think June or July timeframe. But the Plant PX system estimator is planned to be updated with those characterizations, so that 2x performance on speed also translates to 2x capacity for control loops on the process side.
Gotcha. I can't wait for that to come out. I think that's going to be a big hit for our process customers. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Thank you for sharing insights and taking the time to be here. I know we got to get busy. Automation Fair show's going to open up here pretty soon. But thanks everyone for watching. There's some links in the video. And also, if you're at Automation Fair, we look forward to seeing you. And I look forward to hearing about 5590 at Automation Fair.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah.